Gary YouTube from Cultaholic, joined by a second Gary YouTube as we are set for some WrestleMania sign pointing. Gary YouTubing, how are you? Gary YouTube number 2.
I'm alright, how are you?
I am excited for the best pay-per-view of the year.
It never gets old.
The Royal Rumble, the best concept. Pat Patterson, who allegedly came up with it. What a man, what a genius man. You all know what we're doing here now. Hit the bloody intro. So before we get going, we should outline the criteria which is deciding which tier these lads and lasses are going into. First of all, we have performance in the Rumble itself. We've got all sorts of stats written down. It's going to get bloody scientific. Second of all, we're going to take into account what they did with the Rumble victory. Did it lead somewhere? Did it go absolutely nowhere? And third of all, were they the right choice? Was there a better option? Who knows? We'll find out over the next 17 hours.
It's going to be a long one.
So first of all, we're going all the way back to 1988, a 20-man Royal Rumble match which was won by Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the best Rumble, understandably, but it was innovative, and you've got to give it something for that.
It's like the first series of a television show. The first series isn't always the best series. They're getting into their stride into the second series.
It's weird that Jim Duggan won as well, because we're so used to main eventers winning the Royal Rumble, and he wasn't a main eventer. I mean, everyone loves Jim Duggan.
Was this before or after he was caught with the weed?
I've got no idea.
If it was before, then he could have been a main eventer, and presumably this was like an ascension, a step on the ladder to superstardom. What were you going to say?
I don't know, I just one thing about this Rumble that I always remember is that Vince, on commentary, ruins the finish. Because they're like, how is he going to eliminate the one-man gang? And Vince goes, well, he'd have to reverse his momentum somehow, maybe by doing a low bridge. And that's exactly what he does. But I feel like, even though it doesn't hold up that well on modern viewing, do you reckon, I'm torn between alright and lovely, 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 just because he was the first one?
I'm going to go lovely, 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 because it's first of all, it's Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Who doesn't like a bit of,
I don't. He's my old school wrestler that I can't stand. I'm sorry.
Really?
I really don't like Jim Duggan.
That's fair enough. But we'll look at his performance in the match itself. He was in there for 14 minutes and 44 seconds, 3 eliminations, and then he went on to participate in that WWE Championship tournament and didn't do very well.
WrestleMania 4.
He lost to Ted DiBiase in the first round after interference from that bastard, Andre the Giant.
I think lovely, lovely, lovely's fine.
I think lovely, lovely. You can only be a first-time first. That's how the saying goes, isn't it? You can only be a first-time first. Good. Next up, we have Big John Studd, who this has to be his absolute highlight of his WWE career. I can't remember him doing much else apart from this.
I can't remember much else. Was he the man who Andre the Giant beat and then threw the money out?
I think so. Yeah. Aye.
In terms of winning, I can't think of much else.
No, because he did go on to win, and he was feuding with members of the Heenan family at the time, and he went on to referee a match at WrestleMania. So this one didn't really, I guess it played into a bigger story, of course, but you want your Rumble winner to go on and fight for, presumably win the championship. John Studd came in the number 27 position. This is where the lucky number 27 began. He lasted for 12 minutes 21 seconds, eliminated 2 people, didn't do too much with his Rumble victory. I think he departed the company later that year. Yes, June the 4th was his last match. So I'm tempted, just because it's John Studd, to go sort of just about bearable.
I was thinking, just about bearable.
Or all right.
I was thinking between those two, all right, or just about bearable.
So the bottom of one or the top of the other.
He was the first number 27, and it was the first 30-man Rumble.
Oh, well, the cards were stacked against him from the get-go, so I guess we'll go all right, because it didn't really, I guess it played into a bigger story, as I say, but it didn't really go too far.
I think if that had happened any later on, we'd be having him in just about bearable or below, but I feel like, because it was so early on.
Yeah, I guess they were still finding their way with the concept and everything.
Also, because he was a babyface at the time by this point that he won the Rumble, I seem to remember that I wasn't born then, but upon watching it back, I seem to remember that everyone loved it. Everyone went crazy for Big John winning that Rumble. Yeah.
I've got to be honest, I haven't seen this one.
That's fair enough.
That's one of the Rumbles I haven't seen.
I think it's all right.
You did a big ranking, didn't you?
Yeah.
Where did this one come? 89?
I can't remember, but I think I argued that it was a nice step in the right direction. They started introducing more tropes that were missing in the first Rumble. Things like Iron Men and stuff like that. I think, yeah.
Fair enough. So next up, Bloody hell. Big Terrence 1990. He lasted 12 minutes and 49 seconds.
Oh,
six eliminations. Well, what do you expect? He came in number 25. This, of course, would lead to the bloody Ultimate Warrior malarkey and all that malarkey. All that malarkey.
Right.
All that malarkey.
This is difficult, this one, because this is the Rumble that everyone says Mr. Perfect should have won.
Yes, this is the Rumble Mr. Perfect should have won.
And was apparently slated to win until Hogan went, no.
Doesn't work for me, brother. I reckon this is slightly worse than Big John Studd's.
Ooh.
I'm trying to think of things that stood out in the 1989 Royal Rumble. Off the top of the head, we haven't made notes
No,
of...
this is the 91.
1990 Royal Rumble. We haven't made notes of particular highlights from the matches. We're just going to come up with things that come into our mind because, of course, that means they're the most memorable.
I can tell you a memorable thing from the 1990 Royal Rumble.
Go on, then.
Hogan on one side of the ring, Warrior on the other side, stare down, standoff,
Camera,
everyone losing
flash
their minds.
bulbs, yeah.
And it led to that big match at WrestleMania 6. I was going to put this in lovely, lovely, lovely.
You know more about this one than me, so I'll take your word for it.
I also think it was a bloody good Rumble as well. I really enjoyed
Any
the
particular
1991.
highlights come to mind?
Not off the top. I just think everyone in it was so over. It was that sort of time, just before the golden generation, just before the bubble burst and everything went downhill. And the crowd are just going crazy for everyone. You know what? This is controversial. It's my favourite old school Rumble. I prefer it to 92.
So it should not be in the best?
No, because Perfect should have won.
That's the thing holding it back.
And he didn't win at WrestleMania.
Yes, he
lost.
Well, I guess this was the big ascension for the Ultimate Warrior, wasn't it? This was them going, here's the wagon, brother, you tow it. But he couldn't do it. And Bruce Pritchard, I heard say, he failed in that role because he wasn't relatable. And I agree with that.
Yeah, you can't relate to the Ultimate Warrior.
Speaking about stuff in space and rockets
Can
and
you
all that
relate to
malarkey.
Hulk Hogan?
Eat your vitamins and say your prayers. He's an everyman. Everyone looks like that. 6'7" and built like a proverbial poo house.
Yes.
So next up we have 1991. Shock and horror. Hulk Hogan wins again. 21 minutes he was in there for this time. 7. Nearly a third of the eliminations were via Hulk Hogan. He entered this one in the number 24 slot.
This one's worse.
I can't remember the early ones. I should have done more research.
No, I seem to remember from when I watched all the Rumbles, and it was last year, it was a while ago, but I seem to remember everyone seemed to be like a next step in the evolution of the Rumble. So 88, good stuff. 89, bit better. 90, really enjoyed it. This was the first one that felt like a step back.
This is when Hulkamania was dying.
Yeah.
People were getting sick of Hulk Hogan at the top of the card.
Yeah. And I mean, this was before the days when the win in the match led to an automatic shot at WrestleMania, but it did propel him to the main event against Sergeant Slaughter, a feud which I don't think has held up
that fell
that
flat
well.
on its arse, didn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah, no, I don't. People were on board at the time, obviously, because it's the America versus the dirty foreigners and the turncoat. But this one didn't go too far. WrestleMania 7's not looked back on with much fondness, is it?
Not really.
No. There was literally just that match, wasn't there, that people talk about today, kind of?
I think Savage had a good match as well, didn't he? Or was that at 8?
That was 8, wasn't it, against Flair?
Which one was the one with Brett versus Piper?
That was 8?
8 as well, maybe.
Bloody hell, all
Our
this
knowledge is being
throws
shown
into
up.
one. It's late
Anyway,
in the day here.
I don't feel like Hogan. I feel like this one's maybe just about bearable.
I'll take your word for it. I need to go back
You'll
and
get
watch
better
these
as it goes on,
I know
don't
these
worry.
older Rumbles I just haven't watched for a very long time. So next up, we have 1992, my personal favourite Royal Rumble, so it's got to go in the top tier. It's when Ric Flair rocked up, and Ric Flair lasted, and Bobby Heenan spunked everywhere, and everyone had a fantastic time. Look at the list of names in that Royal Rumble. That's what I think sets it apart from most, because every single person in that match, just about, I bet there's one or two, don't call me out for that. They were absolute legends.
I think that I've got to agree. The performance, he went in at number 3, was it?
Number 2 and number 3. Number 3,
Number 3 lasted forever.
Yeah.
And Heenan's performance on commentary.
It would have been interesting to see this Rumble without Bobby Heenan. Would it have been as good without Bobby Heenan?
We don't need to worry about that.
I don't know why I said it.
I agree, and it led to him winning the championship as well.
I was tempted to go lovely, 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 because this should have led to Hogan versus Flair.
Yes.
But famously it never did. It led to Ric Flair versus Macho Man, and bloody hell, I don't know what else to say about this.
I just think it's a great performance. It's held up as like the first ever amazing Rumble performance, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's still remembered today. So
How long did he last for? It won't be as long. 1 hour and 2 seconds. 5 eliminations he got, which is a lot for a dirty heel, isn't it? Yeah. Ric Flair, this obviously led to him dropping the title to Savage. Then he won it again. Then he lost it to Brett in that thing in Saskatchewan, I think it was. That one,
or Saskatoon, or
Saskatoon,
the same place?
I don't know.
One's the province.
I don't have a clue.
One's the city.
Let us know, Canadians. So in the bigger picture, it started the real ascension of Bret Hart, so I guess it worked wonders, didn't it?
Yeah.
So next up we have 1993 and Yokozuna.
Just get in the bin straight away. Oh no, it's 7 eliminations.
7 eliminations from Yokozuna.
Right.
How could anybody get Yokozuna over the top rope?
Well, I couldn't. I liked Yokozuna, but
I've got a soft spot in my heart for Yokozuna.
he was alright, but the Rumble itself I don't like. And I don't know how much we have to take that into account.
Speak more, because it's another early one I can't remember.
I feel like the finish is stupid. Savage goes for a pinfall. Pinfalls don't count. And he presses him over the top rope.
Bin.
And then it led to WrestleMania 9, where Hogan beat him in seconds after he'd just beaten Bret Hart.
The most infuriating ending to a pay-per-view ever. But one that people must have loved at the time, I guess. Would we have loved that if we were Hulkamaniacs back in 1993? I was less than a year old.
Whatever the equivalent of the message boards were at the time, I bet people were writing letters to each other.
The P.O. box.
The smarts of the day. I bet they were livid.
Aye, so he lasted 14 minutes 53 seconds, and this also led to the exploding camera at King of the Ring 1993.
Oh man.
Could have been in WCPW, but wasn't for Sweet Stevie's heel turn.
Why did Savage not win a Rumble?
I've got no idea.
This is the one. And he went for a pinfall and looked like an idiot.
And then Vince retired him like less than a year later, didn't it? Just over a year later. Man. Even though he's younger than AJ Styles is now, I think.
Really?
I think that's the stat. I can't bloody remember. It all blurs into one, doesn't it? So next up we have WWE going in uncharted territory with not one, but 2 winners. Vince McMahon was like, here's one main guy you could like. Here's the other main guy you could like. Cheer, louder, whoever wins.
So the point was that everyone knew and wanted Bret Hart to be the guy, but Vince wanted Luger to be the guy.
Because Luger, you on about, who was it before? Hacksaw.
Yeah.
Luger's the one for me.
Right.
Never understood anything. I thought he was boring. I thought his wrestling wasn't that good. Yes, his physique was amazing and he was strong because he picked up Yokozuna, of course, but everything about Luger, looking back, I don't get.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So this is a tricky one then, because I like Bret.
Yeah. This, of course, bled into WrestleMania 10 with the Owen Hart heel turn and all that. Is that 94? Yeah, 94.
Yeah, 94.
This is where it bled into the Owen Hart heel turn, and then that kicked off, and it was amazing with the suicide camera from above the ring.
So they both had a shot at WrestleMania 10, but to make things fair, Bret had to have a match first because Luger had the first match against Yokozuna. Bret loses to Owen in the opener. It's one of the best WrestleMania opening matches ever. Luger loses, I think maybe by a DQ. He throws away his shot anyway at WrestleMania. That was the shot he got by winning the Rumble. Absolute bollocks. But then Bret wins the main event and it rights the wrongs, sort of
It's
the
bloody
previous year.
convoluted, isn't it?
It is, but it ended, the long and short of it, it kind of ended up all right.
I watched this one recently, the Rumble match itself, and I really enjoyed it.
Is this the one where Kevin Nash goes crazy?
Diesel, because I think this was the tester for Diesel, wasn't it? Famously, that it was like sink or swim, go and kick a few arses, see if the people get on board, and eventually when he didn't get eliminated, people were cheering his name, and it worked. So I think it's at least lovely.
I think Or is it? Yeah, no, go on then.
I just got Owen versus Bret.
I don't like the 2-winner concept, but I think the end's justified.
I think it's a fresh little... I don't know how I would have felt at the time, but looking back, it was a fresh little spin on things, wasn't it?
They did really well falling out the ring at the same time.
Well, there wasn't a camera on that side of the ring. Unfortunately, who could have foreseen that coming? But also we had the promo from Owen, which is another highlight of that match, just after... No, it was just after the tag team match, of course. It was the event. We're getting confused.
Okay.
Bloody hell. Right, what we have next? I need to flick my paper over.
It's Shawn
Michaels, 1995. He lasted for, bloody hell, 38 minutes and 41 seconds.
From number 1.
8 eliminations. That's a sign of the times, isn't it? Someone lasting all the way through the Rumble inside 40 minutes.
Well, this Rumble, I'm not a fan. I've got to say. It was a very short Rumble. It was a Rumble, even though I think it did main event the pay-per-view, it was the first one that felt more of a sideshow. And it was basically just a vehicle to get Michaels over. But his performance was good. He did loads of skin in the cat, you know, the stuff that Ziggler tries to do in every match.
It was the event where the Michaels rule was invented, where his one foot hit the floor, but that doesn't count. Both feet must hit the floor unless you are The Rock, and you get away with it. We'll get to that later.
It also had that unique finish where Bulldog thought he'd won, and I think his music even played, which is a bit unfair from the tech crew. And Michaels comes back in.
Screw job, Shawn Michaels once again.
And also, Pamela Anderson was watching on from ringside.
Was it the winner of the Rumble won her as their manager? I think? Or
at
something like that, WrestleMania.
But she defected to Diesel anyway, because he's big sexy.
He is. He's big sexy. He's big daddy cool.
Yeah.
I love Vince McMahon speaking about Diesel.
I really don't like this Rumble. And of course, in the match itself, Michaels deliberately botches Diesel's.
Yeah, he sandbagged him, didn't he?
Yeah. So I reckon this is one of the bottom two.
I think it's just about bearable.
Okay.
I would say that.
It is historic.
I'd say it's better than 93.
Okay.
Would you say it's better than 93?
Yes.
That's fair then. Right. So next up we have 1996. Shawn Michaels again wins, this time from the number 18 position. He lasts 26 minutes and 9 seconds with 8 eliminations once again. What is it about the number 8? Who knows?
This one's weird because Michaels is a babyface at this point now. And I remember watching this one and just thinking, it's like he turns into Kane. He's just eliminating people left, right, and center. But he's like not the biggest guy, but he's chucking out both members of Cornette's stable at the same time. Yeah. And he's just powerful in it for some reason, despite being Shawn Michaels, who's never been about being a dominating, even as a babyface. It's weird.
It was good though, because Shawn teased retirement just before, and he came back and he was valiant and whoa, because he'd been away for a hell of a long time because he was a heel, and then Vince wanted him to turn face and just took him off TV for bare time, and then he came back and won this Rumble match. Jose Lothario got involved in the scene here, of course, and then we went on to WrestleMania. That bloody zip wire got involved. Bret Hart, the boyhood dream has come true. Everything accounted for. Again, I'm sorry, this is another Rumble match I don't remember too much about myself. It's got to be at least all right. Everything accounted for. It's all
very polarising. Some people love that 60-minute Iron Man match that it resulted in. A lot of people don't.
Just realised I've used the wrong Shawn Michaels picture. I've got him inventing the Michaels rule right there.
There you go. Well, this one, I agree. I think it might be slap bang in the middle. Or were you edging towards?
I think, did anything stick out in your mind from that match?
Not just Shawn eliminating everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he super kicks, I think it's Diesel over at the end. And that's quite a good elimination. Yeah. But I just, no, I can't get behind it too much. He looks in great condition though there.
Yeah, wow. He's a sexy boy, isn't he?
He's a sexy boy.
Not your boy toy. On to 1997 we go. The ascension of Stone Cold Steve Austin is well underway, and bloody hell, controversy sweeps through the Royal Rumble match because Austin is eliminated. The referees don't see it. He gets back in the ring and he only goes on to win the bloody thing.
That's good. I think that fits Austin's character, especially at the time.
Yeah.
Like the anti-hero, but not afraid of breaking the rules because he's not actually a good guy yet. But it didn't lead to... We'd have to wait a year for it to actually lead to good things because he didn't even get a match at WrestleMania. He did get a match. He got that match with Bret Hart at WrestleMania.
This Rumble event itself was all about Shawn Michaels, the boy, the hometown hero, coming home, the San Antonio Dome. 7 million people in attendance. He had the championship match. It was all about that. The Rumble match itself on this night took second place.
Yes.
And I think that was very evident in what happened. Well, just where it led.
Yep.
We went to WrestleMania. We had that famous... Of course, it led to a great thing, but it wasn't the main event, was it? The submission match against Bret Hart.
It was weird, and it had that led to Bret versus Austin for the belt. Then why didn't they do that?
Yeah.
But instead, that was relegated to the undercard, and instead we got everyone's favourite WrestleMania main event, Taker versus Sid, which was brilliant. So I reckon it's really hard, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of things that stood out in that Rumble, and I can't... We had a period... Was that the one where Mil Mascaras jumped out?
It might have been.
It was either 97 or 98, I can't remember.
It's a weird one. I don't know. I think it's all right. I don't know if it's certainly at least all right, but I'm not sure where...
We'll go all right, because nothing's jumping out in my mind. This would lead to Austin's first ever WWF main event in Your House 13, Final Four, where he competed in a Four Corners elimination match against Bret Hart, The Undertaker and Vader for the vacant championship.
Wait just a second though, hang on. When did Austin enter this match?
He entered this match, Jack the Jobber, number 5.
Now hang on, we might have to knock it up one, because was this the one where Austin starts tapping his watch and eliminating people?
Oh, the famous
for the
scene.
Next one.
We're going to bump it up just for that famous image.
It's so good.
Was that at 98 or 99?
But I just checked out in 98 he came out at number 24.
24.
I feel like...
Let's just bump it up anyway. It's Christmas, why the hell not? Where are we going now? Anything else to say about that?
No, because you know what? I think that's a fair ranking because even though it didn't lead to a title match, it gave us one of the best Mania matches of all time.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. So next up we have 1998. Stone Cold Steve Austin wins once again. This time he comes in number 24.
He comes in from the crowd and he blindsides the nation. It's so dramatic.
Well, that's Vince Russo 101. Even though Vince Russo would have been there now, wouldn't he?
Yep. The next Rumble we're going to talk about is Vince Russo 101, but
this was in the midst of Austin versus McMahon. McMahon wanted Austin to become the corporate champion, didn't he?
yes,
Didn't he?
he did. Now, this was very fun. The crowd are just so electric for Austin, and it led to the iconic, the whole... Well, was this before or after the Tyson feud? When did Tyson get involved?
Tyson got involved the very next night. The next night on Raw, Austin interrupts Vince in his presentation, presentation of Mike Tyson. Austin's like, Mike, you call yourself the baddest man on the planet? Well, I'm Stone Cold. Yeah, blah. Austin, you've ruined everything. Then we go to WrestleMania. This is the Rumble match, of course, where Dude Love, Mick Foley, Cactus Jack, and Mankind all appeared. We had Chainsaw Charlie. Chainsaw Charlie. Kill me. He opened it, and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
I thought anyway, getting all sorts of toys involved. Anything else that stands out?
I think it was a good Rumble. It was just a fun Rumble, wasn't it?
It's just a silly attitude era Rumble.
And it led to that Tyson... I like the ending when Tyson's delighted because he's put a bet on and his man Cold Stone won him $1 million or whatever.
Is that when he's in the box with Shane?
Yeah. And I think it's one of the top two.
I'm tempted to go there, but it could move when we see what else goes in the top.
Yeah.
The top tier.
Who's not shifting there for him?
Hacksaw Jim.
Oh, of course he's not.
Egotistical
Never
prick.
puts anyone over clean.
So next up, we go to 1999. A really weird one. Because WWE had promoted Austin going to finally get his hands on Vince McMahon for ages. And then what happened? Vince McMahon exited the ring, went into a toilet, then the corporation jumped Stone Cold. After an hour or so, Vince McMahon rolls back into the ring, eliminates Austin, and Mr. McMahon wins the Royal Rumble. As a heel, good. I thought. But it was...
Oh, this one's been for me.
Is it?
Yeah.
It is. I guess if we were watching live at the time, which we weren't, because we were bands at this...
I wasn't watching
use the
it,
word bands. We're babies.
I wasn't watching
babies, yeah. We were looking forward to this. Finally, Austin getting his hands on the boss, doing what all of us working men, those blue-collar solids, want to do, and whooping the ass of the boss. What am I talking about here?
No, it's what everyone wanted to see. But instead, it didn't quite pan out that way. Austin would eventually get the shot. He would eventually win the title shot back, I believe. Yes, of course he would, because he main event Mania against The Rock for the first time. But
we'll have to wait for a whole month until St. Valentine's Day Massacre, the steel cage match where the Big Show debuted, Paul White debuted, to see what they had promoted for the 99 Royal Rumble.
Again, I think that was stupid as well because Big Show helped Austin win by accident. He threw him out of the cage.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is all a bit silly for me. I'm tempted to go for bin. If you enjoyed it, maybe we could go on higher.
I'm trying to think of other things that stood out. It's another Rumble I haven't seen for a while.
This is the one I think when there's all these lads in the front row who are just absolutely loving life.
Is that the Brood?
Yeah. So Gangrel comes out and they're all.
I'll go just the bottom are just about bearable. The bottom are just about bearable.
All right then.
The bigger picture. It led somewhere. We got Austin versus Rock in the end, corporate Rock. So next up we go to the year 2000. What an event it was as a whole. Royal Rumble 2000, a fantastic pay-per-view, I thought. Triple H versus Cactus Jack, the Hardy Boys and the Dudleys and all that malarkey. But the Rumble match itself, was it? Nah.
It was a bit underwhelming. And also, it's a travesty as well, looking back, because The Rock shouldn't have won.
No, he shouldn't.
Big Show won.
What was the kayfabe reason he got away with it? Because they bled it into the storyline, didn't the Big Show saying, both feet hit the floor, Rock, I should have won?
To be honest with you, I never understood that storyline, because Big Show, in my mind, had a right to be annoyed.
Yeah.
And he showed video replay and stuff, and everyone was like, what a loser.
Yeah.
But instead, because he wasn't cool, that's why.
Basically,
because he wasn't cool and The Rock was cool. They both did end up in the main event of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And McMahon in every corner. I didn't know the 2000 Rumble didn't have that much going for it. Was
this the one where Taka Michinoku took that bump on his face?
Yes, I think it was.
That's a highlight. I'm trying to think of anything else.
He wasn't even in the match.
No.
Him and Funagi just didn't understand the rules.
Yeah, they kept getting involved numerous times, didn't they?
Oh, dear.
Oh, bloody hell. Where we're going with this one then? It's the bottom two.
Yeah, I don't think
it just depends which bottom one.
I know. I don't think it was bad enough to be getting the bin.
I don't think it's as bad as 93.
No.
I think it was better than 99.
Yeah.
Better than 95?
It wasn't as historic. It was just a bit underwhelming, I think.
Well, it's the big botch at the... I know they made chicken salad out of that chicken poo they got with the botch, but did they make chicken salad? It wasn't a very nice chicken salad.
No. And also, The Rock didn't... as a Rumble winner, if we're ranking him, he didn't win. He lost to Triple H. The first time a heel closed WrestleMania with a win. And for that, he's a coward.
Yeah.
He doesn't deserve to be any higher.
And poor old Big Show, he got his title shot at No Way Out. Big Show won after Shane McMahon interfered.
Is that the diving chair shot? If it is, it's amazing. No, Shane was good then. Shane was good.
Simba was good.
Yeah.
And then it all went to his head.
20 years later.
So next up, we have the 2001 Royal Rumble. A lot of people's favourite Rumble of all time. I personally think this is the best tier.
Yes.
Is it as good as 1992? Not for me. We had Drew Carey getting involved. I personally didn't like that.
But he offered Kane money to not beat him up.
It was the waste of a spot, though. I didn't want to see Drew Carey. I like him on Whose Line Is It Anyway?
You should probably... I'm surprised you don't prefer this Rumble, because Kane was your guy.
This is where Kane... well, I didn't like because Kane didn't win. Kane eliminated 75 different wrestlers on his way to getting eliminated last by Stone Cold. I love Kane's bum at the end because he takes the tumble to the floor, then he takes another one from his feet all the way down to his back. Unbelievable scenes. This was sort of a hardcore-ish Rumble, more so than 1998. Yeah. Because Raven got involved with all kinds of stuff. What did you say? Just a fantastic Rumble. Then it led to it was the Rumble, it was No Way Out, then it was Mania 17, the trifecta of unbelievable pay-per-views, I think. Yeah. Just unbelievable fantastic. All round.
And there's that bit where Austin. I know that it's nice that people don't blade as much these days, but sometimes blood can make a moment. And Austin's been jumped by, I think, Triple H during his entrance into the match. And there's that bit where him and Rock are sat in opposite corners looking at each other, and Austin's face is covered in blood, and it's just such a moment. Yeah. It's a top tier one for me as well.
Bald men bleed well.
Yes, that's the rule.
So we're moving on to 2002 now. This is when Triple H made his big comeback at MSG in that horrible... Well, at the time it was cool, wasn't it? But now, looking back, horrible jacket and jeans combination. He won the Rumble. Where did he enter? I've covered my bloody notes. 2002, Triple H was number 22. He lasted 23 minutes and 14 seconds. He eliminated 4 people, including Kurt Angle last, in one of the best eliminations for me. People were going wild. Kurt Angle took that weird... Because when Angle went over the ropes, he would never go backwards. He would always twist round and then go head first towards the apron. What a man with neck issues absolutely needs in his life.
Yeah.
This included the wonderful spot where Hurricane tried to double choke slam Stone Cold and Triple H, then got eliminated. This was the Rumble where Goldust, the Godfather, Val Venus all returned. It included one of the best opening promo packages, I think, for a pay-per-view ever. I love that promo package. The nostalgia, right in the feels. I'm trying to think what else happened.
The Rumble is it's a very fun... It might not be technically the best Rumble ever, but it's a very fun one. It's one of the funnest Rumbles ever.
Yeah. I'm tempted top of Lovely, Lovely, Lovely.
Really? Because I'm just thinking where it led.
It led to WrestleMania 18, of course, which was all about Stephanie McMahon and her dog.
Yeah, that's...
Not Chris Jericho, her actual dog that Triple H would kind of kill.
That's the...
Or lead to the killing of.
Yeah, that's the one that's... If it had just been the Rumble win and then maybe a straightforward victory over Jericho at Mania without Stephanie being really involved, then we're looking at top tier. But I can't let it...
Is it better than 97? Is that the picture we used for 97? I think so. 98? I can't remember. We'll put it there anyway.
All right, then.
I'm trying to think of anything else that happened in that Rumble that was notable. Maven.
Mr. Perfect.
Mr. Perfect.
Maven.
Oh, yeah, Mr.
There's so many things in that Rumble.
Maven eliminating The Undertaker. That's it, isn't it?
Okay.
I think so. We'll move on. 2003, Brock Lesnar won. Brock Lesnar entered the number 29 spot. He lasted for 9 minutes, 4 eliminations. Then it led to what I've written down as the effery. I've written down the actual word there, but we can't say it for PG reasons. With Kurt Angle and Kurt Angle's brother. The match was set for WrestleMania 19. It was going to be Brock versus Kurt for Kurt's WWE Championship. And a week before, I think it was, there was rumours surrounding Kurt Angle's neck and would he make it and whatnot. So they put the title on the line thinking, oh my God, they're going to do the change now. And then brilliantly, Kurt got his brother to pretend he was him. Kurt's brother prayed in the corner. Brock Lesnar thought of, because he had the famous Angle, Team Angle hoodie on. Lesnar thought that was Angle. Not Angle, rolled up Brock. Sorry, I've just got mixed up.
It's that confusing.
Yeah.
It was
not Angle. Took a beating from Brock. Brock went to pin, not Angle. Brock freaked out. They switched places while Brock was freaking out. And then real Kurt Angle rolled up Brock. And it was a fantastic bit of heels.
And the match was good eventually at Mania, even though Brock nearly broke his neck. Yeah. I watched this Rumble the other day. It's really good.
What happens?
Well, it wasn't really good, but it was really notable. Lots of notable stuff happened. It's got my favourite opening of any Rumble ever.
What's that?
Shawn Michaels is there waiting for the next person to come out. Jericho's music hits. Here comes Jericho. Whoa, no! It's Christian.
Yeah.
Jericho comes through the back, beats up Shawn.
Yeah.
Off we go. We're off to the races from there.
I think it's lovely, lovely, lovely to you.
Yeah.
I love 2003, me. This might be me looking through rose-tinted glasses.
It's also got the bit where, I mean, I know we're talking more about Lesnar than the Rumble as a whole, but it's also got the bit where Tommy Dreamer brings a kendo stick in, starts hitting people, and just gets Jericho right in the face. And he's got this massive, egg on his eye.
Is this around the time Tommy Dreamer was drinking his own piss?
I don't know.
He did that on Raw once.
And Jericho then gets the kendo stick and hits some pretty legit-looking shots to Tommy Dreamer. And then in anger, slams the stick down on the canvas and it pops up and nearly hits him in the face. It's brilliant. It's so good.
Any other highlights from the 03 Rumble?
Lesnar's elimination at the end is on Taker, which is a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
And Taker shows him respect afterwards. Yeah.
Big dog in the yard.
Little did he know that Lesnar would be the man to break his undefeated streak.
Bloody hell.
I think so as well. I think I was almost going to suggest top tier, but I think the top end of Lovely Lovely.
I don't know what it is. There's something in my mind holding it back compared to 2001 and 92.
It's not quite that level. Yeah.
It's nearly there, though.
Yeah.
Next up, we have 2004. Chris Benoit won from the number 1 position, of course. He lasted 1 hour, 1 minute and 35 seconds, 6 eliminations. This would lead to that victory at WrestleMania 20 with Eddie Guerrero in the ring, hugging, all that malarkey.
It's such a shame that it's such a shame because it is really good.
Yeah.
It's one of the best. I don't know if it's one of the best Rumbles. I think it's a good Rumble.
It is a good Rumble.
One of the best builds from Rumble to Mania ever, and it's just such a shame. And a really good main event of Mania as well.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of highlights from the 04 Rumble. Oh, this is the event of... It's got to be in the best here because this is the event where Hardcore Holly challenged Brock Lesnar for a world championship. And if you're not putting that in the best tier, we're doing this wrong. We're not going to do that.
All right, okay, that's all right then. It's between the top two, isn't it?
I'm tempted. Lovely, lovely, lovely.
Yeah.
Was it good? As good as 2003?
I feel like the thing that sways it for me is that his eventual, once he'd won the belt at Mania, his reign wasn't that good.
No.
From there.
Where did it go? He had a rematch against... the rematch from WrestleMania 20 in his hometown.
Good,
he made Shawn Michaels tap with a sharpshooter.
Bloody hell.
Oh, tie backs, Montreal screwdriver and all. Go on to Canada. Then he had rivalry with La Resistance alongside Edge for the Tag Team Championships.
Don't remember this, but
no,
okay.
neither do I. Oh, God. And then, of course, he went on to SummerSlam 2004 and lost to Orton, who was 3 years old at the time, became the youngest world champion ever.
Yeah.
In his peach tights.
Yes.
I was never a fan of those peach tights.
No.
So next up we have 2005, which is remembered fondly as the event where one of Vince McMahon's quads rolled up his leg as he was getting into the ring, then the other quad rolled up his leg when he was backstage hobbling on his broken quad. Both quads went. I don't believe... I still can't get my head around how John Cena and Batista managed. They didn't mean to, but how they managed to hit the floor at exactly the same time.
Yeah.
The referees who were there, probably Charles Robinson, probably Mike Chioda, counting really excitedly, did wonders, thinking on the fly, presumably, to get themselves out of that situation. I'm trying to think what else happened in the 2005 Royal Rumble.
It was a Rumble where I just really like that ending.
It's the ending. It doesn't really matter what comes before because the ending was so amazing.
I feel like Batista before I know he ended quite late on. Was he number 28? I think he was 28 both times he won. Even though he ended quite late on, he still made a real impact and he was hitting like nice spine busters and stuff. And everyone was like, "Oh, it's Batista." But and it was another good build to WrestleMania.
And I think heading into the thing, the winner wasn't obvious. It was obvious that Batista and John Cena were the two people going to take WWE in the next, 5-10 years. But nobody could really pick between the two, as far as I can remember.
And I like the...
I like the storyline that involved Triple H as well.
The whole...
Yeah, Triple H was like, "How, Dave, you shouldn't go in the Royal Rumble, because you're being bloody selfish," and all that malarkey. Then he tried to get Batista to pick the SmackDown World title. I think it was JBL at the time. Maybe? I think so.
I just like the image of Triple H and Flair going like that in the background of the ring, sort of.
Yeah, and then I think Triple H tried to kill Batista with a limo after he won the Royal Rumble. What's he like? But it's at least lovely, 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 just for the ending itself.
I think so as well,
yeah. We'll stick it in lovely, lovely, lovely. So next up we go to 2006, which is Rey Mysterio's win. 62 minutes and 12 seconds he lasted for, 6 eliminations, entering number 2. it's just a lovely event, isn't it? This was the right call after, obviously, 2 months before Eddie Guerrero unfortunately passed away.
Yeah.
This was just the right thing to do, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. The match itself that it led to wasn't anything brilliant, but it was the right call, as you say. I think it ended up being a triple threat, didn't it, with Orton and Kurt Angle at Mania. And it was kind of, I mean, Ray's reign after that was a historically weak one. He got booked to lose a lot of matches and everything. But for the Rumble itself, and he came out in the lowrider during his entrance and everything.
It's just nice to look back and watch, isn't it, given the situation and what happened? Yeah,
there's a lot of sitting around in that Rumble because obviously Triple H and Ray last almost all the way through to the end, both of them.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of lying about, but...
And I think this was the return of two men stood at the entranceway, opening the doors, which has got to happen at the Royal Rumble for me. It's got to happen. And then Ray would lose his world title that he won at the WrestleMania to King Booker, the Great American Bash, and then went on to feud with Chavo.
Traitor. I think it's lovely.
I think it's lovely. Just a nice event. 2007 we go, and the first ever man to win from the number 30 spot was The Undertaker. I think this is one of the better Rumbles of all time, looking back at it.
Yeah, it's really good. The ending, like, little mini match that him and Shawn have is really good as well.
And it sort of kicked off their WrestleMania series in a few years to come, in a weird way. Have I just clutched one too many straws there?
No, definitely did. Yeah. And there's the whole bit where I think they've just eliminated the last couple of guys and they're both lying on the canvas. And then does it take a sits up first and then Michaels does his kip up and you know that S is going to go down. And it was in Shawn's hometown, which makes you think that Michaels is definitely going to win another Rumble, but no.
No. Was this the start of Vince McMahon embarrassing people, burying people in their hometown?
I like the final elimination as well. Yeah. Taker just sort of gets sick of Michaels and just scoops him up and goes, "Nah, I'm way bigger than you."
It's like a big brother.
Yeah.
Which he probably was to Shawn Michaels. All the backstage stories and all that you hear, taping up fists, which didn't happen, apparently. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm rumbling. That's a little bit of the rumble here. I feel terrible today. Right. He chose Batista's world title to face at WrestleMania, of course, but before that, how could they get along? He teamed with Batista to try and take, who was it? From Michaels and Cena, the Raw Tag Team Championships, but they failed because Batista did a massive spine buster on him, the bastard.
Yeah, why would you do that?
I don't know. That would then lead to a steel cage match on SmackDown, which they drew, which then led to Edge. Mark Henry would swoop in, beat down Taker a bit more, then Edge, that bigger bastard, would cash in Taker's championship to win the bloody thing from him. Which I liked. Because, Edge is a bastard, or was a bastard. He's a lovely man now. He bikes in the hills and he fell off his bike. I was watching Celtic Warrior workouts and Edge does mountain biking, like extreme mountain biking with an X, and he fell off his bike. Which makes you laugh, doesn't it?
Edge is in tremendous shape, but there's been a lot of controversy online with people saying he's definitely coming back and him saying I'm not.
Oh, he's coming back. He's just doing that wrestler thing, isn't he?
He's being Y2J.
He's John Morrison did it recently again and somebody else. It's the wrestler thing, keeping the kafab alive. But 2007, I'd say...
Oh, it's between the top two, isn't it?
I'd say it's in the upper echelons of lovely.
Okay.
We'll revise this list when we get to the end.
I feel like, it is. It's not quite that very top tier, but it's up there because the match was good. Wasn't the match at Mania the one that kicked off the streak of really good matches for Undertaker at Mania as well?
Yeah, it was. I think was it 15-0 he got to? I just put that number up my arse. I don't know.
It was Batista then Edge, wasn't it?
Yeah,
then,
Batista.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Batista, Edge, Michaels, Triple H,
Punk,
Lesnar, Death.
Yeah.
2008 now, we have the big return of Jonathan Cena, who was supposed to be out for several decades but came back in not several decades. I don't like that pose he does at the ramp.
Do you know what? I think it's cool.
The poo-eating grin.
Not really
cool. It just makes me want to slap him.
It's a bit like, he's nicked it from Scotty Too Hotty and Grandmaster Sexy. It's a bit of the too cool, but I like it. Everyone's going crazy for him.
Yeah.
MSG.
Yeah, that's the hardest crowd, isn't it? Is it the hardest crowd? I don't know.
One of the old wrestlers. They're more Chicago, isn't it?
Yeah, so Cena enters number 30. He lasts for 8 minutes 28. He gets 4 eliminations. He then goes on to... No, he doesn't. He didn't wait until WrestleMania. He cashed it in against then WWE Champion Randy Orton at No Way Out in February, where Cena won by disqualification, which of course meant he didn't win the big one.
I don't know how I feel about John. It's a very John Cena thing to do. Yeah. I'm not going to wait till Mania, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
At Fastlane or wherever it was.
Impulsive John. Take a step back.
No Way Out.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, because I think it's a really fun Rumble.
It is a fun Rumble.
With Snooker and Piper.
Yeah.
And
Bloody Piper when he whips off his skirt and starts doing that. Amazing.
it's a kilt. Sorry to all the Scottish people.
Yeah, kilt. I've just insulted the nation.
And I like the fact that because looking back, I wasn't really watching at the time in 2008.
Neither was I.
And I remember thinking, when I saw that he'd won and stuff, I was thinking, well, of course he won a Rumble around then. But then when you're in context, no one actually did expect him to come back.
No, he was supposed to. Well, I don't know what injury it was, but he was supposed to be out for so many months. But he came back in half that, if that. I can't remember what the exact numbers are. I should say, Justin Henry has written a series of articles on the Cultaholic website about, little tidbits from behind the scenes from around the time for each Rumble. Go and check them out. Every single year is there. I should probably get him to do one for last year. Yeah, well, damn, maybe.
I think it's. And I feel like the lovely section is getting quite full, but I think it's another one.
I think it definitely is.
Yeah.
Even though at the time, I bet the ending pissed off so many more people than it did. Is that fair? I don't know.
No.
Super Cena hadn't really kicked. 2010 was the absolute pits of Super Cena for me.
I still feel like Super Cena was in full effect. It just took a temporary break around this time. Everyone was happy to see him back. But it was after One Night Stand in that, where he got booed by all the ECW faithful.
Shirt flying back and forward. He would get pinned at WrestleMania by Randy Orton. He would feud with JBL. Lots of blood probably happened there.
Yeah.
And then lost to Triple H with the title on the line at Night of Champions. So it didn't really go too far.
But the Rumble was good enough that I think it's lovely.
It's really rough, fun Rumble. Next up we have 2010, the return.
No, 2009.
2009. Oh my God, me notes.
It's all right. There you go.
Oh, thank you. You do it.
All right. 2009, Randy Orton. He entered at, if I can find the graph.
I'll get it for you, Jack. Don't worry. Number 8.
And he lasted for 48 minutes and 30 seconds and eliminated 3 people. A lot of that performance was down to the help of Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase Jr. Legacy. It was a weird Rumble because it was. I think I remember this being one where everyone knew there was only one potential winner, and it was Randy Orton.
Yeah.
And even though they did a good job of building it up like Triple H could possibly win at the end, no one was really buying it, I don't think.
This was like the second best Randy Orton for me. You got Legend Killer, then you've got, what's it called? Internal Explosive Disorder Randy Orton.
What? Was that the thing that he claimed he had?
That was the excuse he made for like kicking Vince in the head and necking on with Stephanie, and then. But this led to Triple H busting into Randy Orton's house and Randy Orton's wife screaming. Well, Randy Orton's wife. His second. I think he had 3 different wives while he was married to the same woman. If that makes any sense to you. Triple H with a sledgehammer busting into the house. That was a fantastic visual.
I feel like it's a good win. It was a great heel run for Randall.
Yeah.
But he really should have won.
Yeah,
if there was ever a WrestleMania main event where you could reverse the decision, this is one of the top examples.
Yeah.
He should have won.
He did.
And also the match shouldn't have main evented in hindsight because Michaels and Taker was
Michaels
amazing.
and Taker, yeah. That was the greatest professional wrestling match ever, maybe.
Oh.
Michaels Taker won at WrestleMania.
But it's a hard one to rank because it was such a good run, and it wasn't a spectacular Rumble, but the right man won it.
Yeah.
But he didn't win.
No, he didn't
get the job
win
done.
eventually. Did he get the job done eventually later that year?
He might have done. He won it the next month at Backlash.
This is amazing.
Pinning Triple H in a 6-man tag between Legacy and Triple H, Batista and Shane McMahon.
Then Batista picked up the title at Extreme Rules, but then Orton won it back after Legacy forced Batista to vacate the title. Then who did he beat? The Big Show, Triple H and Cena for that vacant title. Hot potato, hot potato, hot potato.
No,
the story coming out of that is like an onion. So many layers.
I was going to say meh, but then the character saves it for me.
I think bottom of lovely.
He was really good at this time.
It was an uninspiring Rumble, but everything going on around the Rumble drags it up for me.
Yeah, fair enough.
So next up we go on to 2010. Edge's big return. He entered number.
I've got yours as well. That's why you lost it. I've got 2 pages of the same one.
God, what are we like? Edge
error.
did not enter number 30. Edge entered number 29. That was a complete Mandela effect for me before I looked that up today.
Do you remember who number 30 was?
Haven't got a clue.
Batista.
This
is my favourite Rumble.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the best Rumble, but it's my favourite one.
I think it's in the best tier, though.
Oh, as a Rumble match, yes. But it didn't... The whole package around it, I don't think was that good.
Why so?
Because right. So, first of all, the Rumble's great. It's got Punk doing his sermon on the mic.
He eliminated so many people at the start, doesn't he?
Ryder on his with his one-legged
Evan
pants
Bourne.
on. Evan Bourne, Great Khali. No, Beth Phoenix eliminates
Yeah,
Great
necked
Khali.
on with him over the top rope.
Punk eliminates Beth Phoenix. Merciless. And then Triple H eliminates Punk. Michaels, it's got the story of Michaels in it, desperately wanting that rematch with Undertaker.
Oh, and then he doesn't get it, and he's devastated on the floor, isn't he?
I think he boots Charles Robinson or someone. He kicks a referee in the face. And in his desperation to win that match, he eliminated his best friend, Triple H. And then Batista ruined his dreams.
Oh, that was amazing. Did he super kick him over the top rope?
Triple H does an amazing backwards sell.
Yeah.
Batista eliminates Michaels and he's clawing for the top rope and falls. Oh, it's so good.
And that then led to Elimination Chamber. One of the...
popping up.
Michaels coming up through the floor to get the Taker. Woo!
It's such a good story.
I think, yeah.
But I feel like the Rumble winner, Edge, takes a backseat to all of that.
Yeah,
he
definitely.
came back, huge return. You for a split second think, oh no, they're going to make Cena win again. But Edge reverses it and eliminates John. Brilliant. But then Edge kind of... He didn't win at WrestleMania. He lost to Chris Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
Jericho and him had already had a rivalry built in because when Edge had become injured, Jericho replaced him as his tag partner with the Big Show and started slagging off Edge and saying, he got injured. And then Edge should have won.
Yeah.
But he didn't win.
No.
I don't know what
Nick Bockwinkel triumphs again. What am I going to say here for this?
Nick Bockwinkel?
That was Chris Jericho in a suit.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
And we got the theme that Matthew sings every week on the podcast.
Yes.
It's the big, etc.
For me, the strength of the Rumble match and the shock return puts this one in lovely, lovely, lovely. But it's prevented from reaching the top tier by the fact that Edge's run didn't really go anywhere.
I think that's a fair comment.
Okay.
Plus, Edge returned with a marvellous beard.
Yeah. And Matt Striker went, holy sh...
I hated that one. He did it so... He must have done it 3 or 4 times.
Who would have thought that Matt Striker would play such a... We've met him several times
He's
now.
a lovely man.
Oh, he is, in person. But that call...
I think this was the period of time when Striker was being told to, dumb it down a bit, wasn't he?
Holy sh... I'm marking out, bro. That wasn't for Edge. That's all right.
2011 we go to the 40-man Rumble. And entering, what number was he? He was late on. Number 38 out of 40, Alberto Del Rio.
Lucky number 38.
He enters, he lasts 9 minutes 33 seconds. 2 eliminations, including that one of Santino Marella, where everyone thought the impossible was about to happen, but it didn't.
We dared to dream. I don't know. It's a bit of a... Well, I was about to say the word meh there.
It's silly bollocks, isn't it?
I mean...
I think was this the one with Kofi in the chair, or was that 2012?
I'm not sure.
It's either the handstand was 2012. This one must be the chair.
Okay.
Or was that 20?
One of Kofi's things.
One of Kofi's things probably happened here. Anything?
You know what? This was the one, wasn't it, where CM Punk and the Nexus were dominating the early stages of the Rumble.
Right.
And then John Cena eliminated them all. And then did a little comedy bit with Hornswoggle. It was building up to be such an interesting Rumble, and then Cena and Hornswoggle did a bit of comedy.
But we look at the bigger picture here, and of course, Del Rio would go on to face Edge in Edge's last ever recognised match at WrestleMania 27. The opener, he would drive in with that Bentley. Edge would win. Edge would then beat up his Bentley, which I thought was a bit uncalled for, personally.
Yeah.
And then Edge obviously had to retire soon after that. The vacant title then decided between Del Rio and Christian won. And everyone wanted to see that, didn't they?
Yeah.
So it bled into something bigger.
But for me, this is a weak entry, this one. And it's going to be one of the either meh or just about bearable.
I think that just the Christian win that came out of this, I guess they didn't mean it to happen.
What do you... Oh.
It's just this... Move, Terry! Typical Terry.
Well,
there you go.
There we go.
Who cares, Terry? I think, maybe that might get moved later on. I don't know. I think that's probably fair, isn't it? I'm trying to think of things that happened.
It wasn't anyone's fault that it's just about bearable, but if Edge hadn't had to retire, it would have probably made more sense.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So next up we have 2012, which was the first pay-per-view I watched when getting back into wrestling at university. All the lads getting the crates in, watching the wrestling. Good times. Sheamus won this one, 22 minutes, 22 seconds he was in for, 3 eliminations, and he entered in the number 22 spot, all the 22s.
So this was the Rumble where everyone knew that Jericho was winning, and then he didn't. Everyone knew that Jericho was going to win. He was the only man who could have won.
Yeah.
But then Sheamus won. And they had a wonderful closing exchange where they're both dangling precariously, and it's all really risky and exciting. And that's almost the saving grace for me. But I don't think Sheamus should have won. And I feel awful sinner because I met him last week. And he was a big, nice man.
This one is dragged way down, close to the bottom for three reasons.
Oh.
2 reasons.
I know what it is.
All the commentators got involved.
Why only 2 reasons?
Because one of them was Booker T.
That's fair.
Booker T was still jacked. He still is jacked now. Michael Cole was in there with his earmuffs on. Karma then came down, but that was a great moment, I guess. Jerry the King Lawler got involved as well. What else happened then? This was the one with Kofi's handstand walking thing. Anything else? Any other highlights?
It wasn't. I feel like this Rumble almost didn't take itself as seriously as it should have. It's the one that main reason I remember it is for all the commentators getting involved.
Yeah. And then later on, I saw this video on Reddit, I think, or somewhere. Michael Cole, one of the later versions would go, this is the first time Jinder Mahal has entered the Rumble. He was in the 2012 one as well. So even Michael Cole doesn't remember this one all too fondly. Even Michael Cole.
So you're putting it where you put it
just about bearable?
Yeah, because of that closing
sequence. Because of the closing sequence in Kofi.
But the bad thing, I was almost going to put it very bottom tier. That closing sequence, I think, makes it just about bearable. But he would beat Daniel Bryan in 18 seconds at WrestleMania.
Yeah, and then that would kick off the Yes movement, though.
Yeah, in a good way, yeah.
It all worked out in the end. 2013 we go on to now. Big Johnny John comes back. He enters. Where's he at? Number 19. He lasts for 26 minutes, 39 seconds, 4 eliminations. No.
This is very predictable. This was a show where it was almost like, this is make or break for the Smarks. This can either be someone interested in winning the Rumble and Punk beating The Rock, main event in Mania, or John Cena versus The Rock 2. And we got... And I don't think this match was the main event even. I think Punk Rock was the main event.
Yeah.
And because Cena had won the Rumble, I don't know how likely it would have been that it had done Punk Cena in the main event. It made it quite obvious The Rock was going to win.
I'm trying to cast my mind back and think how gagging was everybody for Cena versus Rock 2?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
It would have the bloody casuals would have been.
But I'm tempted to go.
Whoa!
And I'm only doing that because I haven't seen this match for a long time. So good things might have happened, but I can't remember.
You know what? Fair enough. I can't really argue.
If you can make an argument for it going higher,
I don't like it.
I don't like the winner.
I feel bad putting it below Sheamus's because he beat Daniel Bryan, but it did lead. You did say it led to the Yes movement. You know what? Yeah.
I'm trying to think of something that happened in 2013.
It was uninspiring, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Also, I prefer Cena Rock 1 to Cena Rock 2.
I think everyone does, don't
they?
So was that the wrong way? The Rock tore his pec early on in the match? Yeah. I guess that was a bit hampered from the get-go.
Or his abs. Did he tear his abs?
He tore something in his torso. Let us know in the comments below. 2014 we go...
No, not Bing, because it led to...
This was... Did they take a big risk? They tested us fans, didn't they? Because everyone was gagging for Daniel Bryan. This was the event that got Ronald Mysterious booed out the building. Was it, or was that 2015? No, this is 20. No, what?
This was the one that got Ray booed.
Yeah, he ended number 30
because Bryan wasn't in there.
Yeah. What did Bryan do early in the night? I can't remember.
He wrestled Bray Wyatt, didn't he?
Oh, yes.
In a good match. Or was that in 2015? Who knows?
It's pleasant to want, doesn't it? I wish we had more time to do more research for these videos. We do apologise.
It's a weird one, this one, because it was a badly received Rumble. But they saved it in time for WrestleMania 30.
Yeah. And this is around the time where Vince McMahon proposed the main event of WrestleMania 30 to be Batista versus Randy Orton.
Yeah, no one was on board with that. But then Triple H did Triple H save the day by doing the job for Danny B in the opening match of Mania. One of the best opening matches in Mania history. And then we got the big ultimate happy ending.
I love WrestleMania 30.
It's really feel good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can we then put Batista winning this Royal Rumble in the bottom tier?
Nobody liked it at all, did they? I'm comparing it to 2013. I'd argue that it was less well received than 2013 was.
If that goes there, I feel like Sheamus has to go down in the bottom as well.
Yeah.
Because even though it led to the Yes movement at the time, it was awful.
Underwhelming.
Right. Wow, the bottom tier's getting a bit...
Bloody hell. If we done that right there, we're going to get...
So.
We get slaughtered
No,
anyway,
I think we're right. I think we're right.
Boo! Boo! Boo!
Is it the 2015
The
Royal
2015
Rumble?
Royal Rumble. The soundtrack available on cultaholicshop.com. This is the one where Roman Reigns won a year too late. If you remember the 2014 Royal Rumble, everyone was on Roman Reigns' side, and then the push happened, and he wasn't really cast very well, I guess, is looking back, because now Roman Reigns is laid back, he's sort of the modern day incarnation of Diesel.
Yeah.
And he's more natural and just generally more likeable, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. This one, This one's... Oh, right. So, this one's more of a slap in the face than the 2014 one, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it was almost like Vince was deliberately trying to annoy all the fans.
This was the start of the 3-year ascension for Roman Reigns to finally capture the title from Brock Lesnar.
So Vince put Daniel Bryan in the match this time, and then had him eliminated after about 10 minutes by
Why
Bray Wyatt.
dumped him out in the middle?
And everyone went, "What are you doing?" And then the rest of the match, from what I can remember, there's a lot of Big Show.
Oh, Big Show and Kane come down and ruin it.
Just slowly
eliminating everybody.
Slowly as well.
Corporate Kane as well.
Yeah.
Corporate bloody
Just
Kane.
slowly dragging lads.
We can't, even The Rock of all people appeared at the end to lift his cousin's arm. The Rock couldn't even get him cheered.
And they even tried to do a bait and switch to make you cheer Roman before The Rock came out, which is when Rusev had hid in Santino Marella fashion and got back in the ring, but Roman eliminated him anyway.
It was...
And that was meant to make us go, "Watch out, Roman, be careful." No one wants Rusev to win the Rumble. We'd have loved it if Rusev had won.
I know.
No, it's got to be bottom. But again,
the bigger picture led to WrestleMania 31. Rollins loses early in the night. Randy Orton, and with that RKO, cashes in at the end of the night for... Oh, my stomach. The end...
I hope I got picked up. That was really good.
For one of the biggest, bestest WrestleMania moments ever. So can it move up because of that?
No, because the Rumble was so bad.
The Rumble was really bad.
So
it was a
bad.
slap in the face to us fans who pay the superstars' wages. I don't mean that. We move on now to 2016.
Yes.
Probably, is it the most predictable Rumble of all time?
This or 2009 maybe, when Orton was definitely going to win, or maybe the one where Austin was 98 when Austin was definitely going to win.
So towards the end of 2015, Sheamus cashed in Money in the Bank to piss in Roman Reigns' face. We had Roman Reigns crying in the confetti in the ring. They did have a couple of good matches. Reigns then won the championship back on a roll right at the end of the year, I think it was, coming to 2016, and bloody Vince stacking the deck against a guy we all loved at the time by putting him in the Royal Rumble with his championship on the line.
Yeah, it's a Rumble that holds a special place in my heart because it was my first ever video. But yeah, we've been doing it for that long.
Oh, it's sad, isn't it? 4 whole years.
But Triple H winning the belt, it did feel a bit like, here we go again. Triple H, we're back to, It had really good moments in it. It had AJ Styles' debut.
Yeah.
That was really good, apart from
Roman's
the camera
face.
work, It also had everyone really getting behind Dean Ambrose towards the end, but Triple H beat him anyway.
Was Ambrose the last one out?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they had that match at, was it Roadblock? No, that was...
Yes.
Yeah, it was Roadblock, yeah.
Triple H and Ambrose at Roadblock, where Triple H won, and then Roman just beat him at WrestleMania, which we were at.
And nobody liked it.
I remember at that Mania, I kept looking towards the entrance during Reigns versus Triple H, just thinking... The club will come out, something... I remember thinking the club are going to... Because Balor seemed to be on the verge of doing something big. I remember thinking something's going to happen. They're going to just... Something crazy is going to happen. They're going to pull it out of the bag. But no, Roman just beat him clean. Yeah, he speared Stephanie as well. It's great.
That was a good WrestleMania moment.
Yeah.
But that, as a whole, WrestleMania 32, it wasn't that good, was it?
No, but...
Even though we were there and I loved it.
I loved it because, we were there. And, here come all the greatest. Here's The Rock, here's Austin. But the main event wasn't good.
Yeah.
The Rumble itself, it had Styles' debut.
Styles' debut is all it's remembered for, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's a few other little bit. It had Sami Zayn making his main roster.
Yeah.
He ran out and battered Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I can't think of too much else that was really good.
I think I'm verging towards All Right.
Ooh. It's got to be the lower end of All Right or the higher end of just about bearable. Oh,
We'll go lower end of All Right and see how it feels. How does it compare? Is it 95 we picked for that one? It's better than John's.
no, that's 96.
96. Oh, we'll leave it.
All right.
We'll revise that at the end.
I remember at the time everyone loved the Triple H had won because it wasn't Roman.
Because it wasn't
Roman. It was a very
Roman,
weird time.
Yeah.
Everyone's happy that an older wrestler has won the main belt. It was weird.
Right, next we move on to 2017, back in the Alamo Dome. That was my Jay Hunter impression, I think it was.
Hello!
Randy Orton wins once again. Thank God it wasn't Roman. 20 minutes and 52 seconds, one elimination, which was Roman, I think it was at the end. Was it Roman?
He reversed a spear into an RKO, and then Roman, because it's the Rumble, got up after the finisher. Yeah.
Number 23, Randy came down. This was the Royal Rumble where all the fat lads had to get on some carts because the ramp was too long. Those fat lads including Big E, who isn't fat.
I remember being underwhelmed by this Rumble because I enjoyed the 2016 one, even though you can question the result. But the 2017 one seemed to be like, here's all these younger lads that everyone likes. Here's Ambrose, here's Zayn, blah, blah, blah. And then it was all, no, here's Lesnar, Goldberg and Taker, and they're going to eliminate everyone and each other. And then Randy Orton will win at the end.
It did have a few good moments though. It had Goldberg and Taker's first interaction, which it wouldn't end well in the end last year. It had Enzo Amore confronting Brock Lesnar, which at the time it was hilarious.
Oh God, yeah.
Jack Gallagher and his umbrella got involved in the spinny thing with Chris Jericho, which was weird, but at least Jack Gallagher was there being showcased.
Yeah.
It did have its good points, but it did.
I think Strowman might have looked good in this Rumble as well.
Probably.
Yeah.
This is when he was starting to get good, wasn't it, Strowman? What's your initial thought?
It led to a really silly storyline. It led to Orton. Right, I'll go through it.
Oh, God, yeah, the bloody flames.
So Orton came out after the Rumble and said, don't worry, Bray, you're my pal. I'm in the Wyatt family now. I'll voluntarily relinquish my shot at you at WrestleMania, right? Because Bray had won the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, and won the title.
And Orton went, don't worry, I'm going to give it up. Then Orton burned down the compound and said, just joking.
Yeah, I want it now. Then Orton had to win a match, didn't he?
He had to beat AJ Styles to get his shot back. Why give up the shot in the first place?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
No idea.
Then he beat him at Mania in a bad match.
Holograms appeared in the ring. He had a big sperm on his Titantron down the ramp.
Yeah. It's one of the bottom two for me.
I'd go just about bearable.
Yeah,
it did have some good moments.
Okay.
So next up we have 2018, which is one of the best ones ever.
The men's one?
Yeah, the men's one, sorry.
We will do the women's one next, but the men's one was, so good. Such a good Rumble, but not a good aftermath.
No. What did happen afterwards? Cockshot Mania.
Yeah. So the Rumble itself, I thought it was paced really well. There was a good mixture of everything you want in a Rumble: comedy, action, people getting eliminated. Well, everyone was got people getting eliminated, but you know what I mean? It was a good Rumble.
Heath Slater looking like a star.
Yes.
And he kept getting knocked down for about 10 minutes on his way down the ramp, then eliminated Sheamus straight away.
You had the face-off of the old and the new generation.
Oh, that was spine-tingling.
Then the real way to build up a babyface Rumble winner, Nakamura eliminates Cena and Reigns at the end, which is really good, but in hindsight, after what happened, doesn't make a whole lot of sense now. No. It did at the time. Everyone was like, Shinsuke is the one. Then he lost to AJ at Mania in a match that had been really hyped up by fans of New Japan because they'd had a match, either man's last match before they left New Japan, AJ and Nakamura, and it was brilliant. Really good match. This one at Mania, I don't know whether it was because it was a long show, had other things, it was just in a bad place on the card. It didn't live up to the hype.
No.
And then Nakamura turned heel, which was a glimmer of hope. You were like, maybe something good's going to happen from this. And then he just never beat AJ.
No.
He never beat him for the belt. It was a weird one. It's such a good Rumble. But
I do think the bigger picture stops it from being in the best.
Yeah, it does.
I think it's in lovely, lovely, lovely. Though.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Would you say so yourself?
The thing is, I was so annoyed by the lack of push for Nakamura. I was almost going to say it's nearly in meh, but it's in lovely, lovely. So we'll be in the middle there.
At the bottom,
Bottom of lovely, lovely, lovely.
So next up we have the first ever historic Stephanie McMahon brings to you the Women's Royal Rumble match, won of course by Asuka.
Just realised what you said there.
Well, it was all about her, wasn't it? I hated that when they announced it. And
on commentary?
All storylines were scrapped and everyone got in the ring and they're all going, all around Stephanie, like, yay.
You did it for us, Steph.
Oh,
you did it.
Yeah. Speak about the 2018 Rumble for
Okay. This was the first ever Women's Royal Rumble. And it was, I thought, quite a good match. It had nice cameos from older wrestlers who came back.
Molly Holly especially.
Molly Holly. Michelle McCool,
Tori Wilson,
and it was enjoyable. It was fun, and then I remember there was a dramatic ending with Asuka and the Bellas.
That's what ruined it for me.
What, the Bellas?
What did I think about that at the time? I can't remember what I thought. Did Ronda Rousey overshadow Asuka?
Ronda Rousey came out after Asuka had won.
Yeah.
Asuka's in the ring with the two champions at the time, teasing who she's going to challenge. Then Rousey comes out and points lots. Yeah.
To be fair to Asuka in that moment, when Rousey was going round all three women, she sort of did something funny towards her, didn't she? I'm not scared of you, Ronda, you bitch.
Fair enough. I thought it's a historic one, similar to Duggan, but and the match was all right, but I don't know.
I think it's an all right tier.
I think it's an
Is
alright.
the end? I can't remember what I said at the time.
She shouldn't have lost at WrestleMania to Charlotte.
No. Well, no, yeah, I predicted that.
Broke her streak. yeah, you did.
She didn't recover from that, though, did she?
But it broke her streak.
Yeah.
And she wasn't ready for us. Charlotte
was
was ready for Asuka. And then John Cena ran to the back during Charlotte's celebration. Johnny's here. Undertaker's here. Come on. I think that's fair enough.
I think that's fair enough. It was a fun match to watch.
Yeah, it was
sort
fine.
of the circumstances surrounding it, sort of.
Yeah, it's a shame. Because this should have been the start of... Asuka should be one of the main... Well, she's got a match with Becky this year, I suppose.
Yeah.
But, which she's going to lose.
Is she reckon?
I think she'll lose that.
Oh.
Whoa. Then we've got... What's the next one?
We'll move on to the next one.
Are we doing the next... Well, the reason I ordered it like this was because I just did it chronologically, so the men's one happened first, then the women's one. But this year, it got inverted. The women's one happened first, so which one do you want to talk about first?
Whatever you want to talk about first, I'm happy to
We'll
talk
go
about.
for the women's one. Becky Lynch won despite not being an official entrant in the match.
Ruined by one man and one man alone.
Finlay.
Hornswoggle.
Oh, right, Hornswoggle.
Hornswoggle appeared from under the ring for no reason whatsoever to chase Selena Vega.
Yeah. Yeah, that was cool.
Why did that need to happen? Anyway.
We had Casey Catanzaro being really athletic.
That thing up the ring post, amazing.
Cool. Yeah. It was a strange one because we had Lana hobbling very... That was funny, to be fair. Lana really slowly hobbling down.
Yeah.
And then Finlay letting Becky Lynch
Doing it for the Irish. The Irish sticking together.
Yeah.
Did I quite enjoy that?
The match was sloppy. Lacey Evans wasn't ready to start off the Rumble, and she did.
Oh, no.
But...
That's hard. It's a harsh thing, isn't it? But
the booking of it with Becky winning, the crowd were electric for it.
It was the right winner, definitely.
Of course. Then Vince took the shot from her because she didn't report a knee injury or something, and
gave it to Charlotte Flair.
She had to apologise to Triple H and Steph for no reason,
and she did as well.
I know she did. She
should never have apologised.
She was like stone cold.
Yeah.
Why would she apologise?
And then Charlotte got it from Vince because Vince fancies Charlotte.
Charlotte Flair. Who did he replace Kofi with as well? At first, Kevin Owens.
Was it Kevin Owens?
I don't know.
And then we got that eventually to that wonderful backstage segment where Charlotte Flair did an Alan Shearer and just hoofed Ronda Rousey right in the face as she was yapping out the car window like a little terrier.
It all led to that triple threat main event at WrestleMania. Obviously very important. It was great to see a women's match main event at WrestleMania. Yeah. It was great to see the three women probably being the three biggest stars on the show, given the momentum.
It was definitely deserving to be in the main
Ronda,
event.
Becky and Charlotte, everyone was really excited for it. It came at the end of a very long WrestleMania, and the crowd were pretty tired for it.
So was the referee.
And there was that finish, which I feel bad for the ref. Because that's the finish, and you can see her shoulders on her, and you've got to... I don't know, what do you do?
I don't know.
Where does it go?
I think it's better than was it better than the first one?
The match I don't think was better than the first one, but I think that the overall package was better than the first one.
Is it bottom of lovely? I'm trying to think of more memorable moments. Hornswoggle really left a sour taste in my mouth, right?
It's either the top of all right or the...
I think the top of all right, provisionally. But we might revisit. Move, John.
John.
Oh, Sean. John and Sean. Right, there we are. So next up we have the Men's Royal Rumble. And this is a weird one to look back on at the time.
Yeah.
Because everyone, man, woman, child, dog, everything, was behind Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins was he wrestled his arse off all the way through 2018. You couldn't help but get behind the guy. This is the one man who should have won this Men's Royal Rumble match, and he did so. And then it all unravelled just after WrestleMania. And he put his foot in it so many times.
The WrestleMania match was great as well. It was a really genius idea to have it kick off the show rather than end it, as everyone thought it might, until it was announced that the women were going to main event.
Highlights for the match itself. Well, Rollins' performance himself, he lasted 43 minutes, 3 eliminations after he entered in the number 10 slot. This is the match where Jeff Jarrett came back.
Yeah, and punched better than anyone else on the roster.
He's the best striker in WWE history, isn't he?
Did you know
the best pure striker in WWE history.
The match itself wasn't that full of highlights, really.
No, it wasn't.
I remember the last elimination with him stomping Braun on the apron.
Yes.
But apart from that, and Jarrett. But I don't remember much else about it. It certainly wasn't as good as the one Nakamura won the year before.
Absolutely not, no.
But it led to a big moment at WrestleMania. And then it all unravelled. So it's hard. I think it's middle tier.
I think it's all right as well.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. There we go.
Is that it?
I think that might be it.
Let's run through what we've done. 1992 and 2001 are in the best tier because, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
Then we have This is where it gets difficult. What's that Austin
That's
represent?
98.
98, which was a fun Attitude Era silly bollocks match. We have Edge, which is 2010, Triple H 2002, Undertaker 2007.
Why do we put Triple H in Lovely Love? It was a really good Rumble, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a good
fun
Rumble.
yeah.
Hacksaw 1988.
Yeah, you've got to.
Benoit 2004. Rey Mysterio 2006. Jonathan Cena 2008.
Yeah.
Dave Bautista 2005.
First one.
Brock Lesnar 2003.
Yeah.
Hulkety Hogan.
That's 90.
1990.
That's a good one.
1994 with Bret and Lex. Then we have 1997
Yeah.
with Steve Austin. 2009 with Randy Orton. 2018 with Shinsuke Nakamura.
That's fair, you know.
I think they're all deserving of being in there, aren't they?
Is that the 2009 Orton, sorry, not the 2017 one?
2009.
That's all right, yeah, that's fine.
I think so.
Yeah, because
Well,
his character was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we
He
have-
should have won.
2019 Becky Lynch, 2019 Seth Rollins, 1989 Jonathan Studd,
Yeah.
1996 Shawn Michaels
Yeah.
was that? Then we have 2016 Triple H and 2018 Asuka.
Okay.
I think they were all right, weren't they?
I think so.
Or was there
What's that? That Orton one is confusing me and Lovely, sorry, just because I don't know where the other Orton's gone.
Where has he gone? There's one there.
Where's one where?
There?
Yeah, I got that one. Where's the other Orton? Where's the 2017 Orton?
There
Where's
he
he
is.
gone? Oh, yeah, fine.
just about better.
Yeah, that's all right, that's fine. As
Right.
long as it's the earlier Orton one that's
earlier
high.
Orton
Yeah,
one's
sorry
higher.
for interrupting there.
40 man, 2011 Alberto Del Rio was in Just About Bearable. Yeah. 95, sorry, that's
Yeah.
95 Shawn Michaels.
Bad Rumble, but historic. Historic because he was number one.
1989 Hulk Hogan, 2000 Rock.
No,
with the-
1991 Hulk Hogan.
1991 Hulk Hogan, I do beg me pardon. Botchy McBotchface, The Rock in 2000. 1999 Vince, you minge
How
teasing
did he get
bastard.
How did he get into the second bottom tier there?
Who's that?
Vince?
Vince, because they pissed off the fans.
What do you mean? No, why is he not in bottom?
Oh, not in bottom. What was it? What made it fun? We explained it earlier.
Because
Go-
it led to
yeah, Rock
it led
versus
to fun.
Yeah.
But
Oh, it was infuriating. Maybe we should move it down.
I don't know.
They did promote it as, Austin getting his hands on the boss finally, then they didn't do it until a month later.
Vince didn't. Oh, I don't know.
I think, was this the one where Kane eliminated himself as well?
to chase the orderlies.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Bottom tier.
All right, okay.
And then we have 2017 Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Bin-worthy Royal Rumbles. 1993, won by Yokozuna. 2013, predictably won by John Cena. 2014, pissed-offily, won by Batista, or Blue-tista, that was that time. 1999, won by Mr. McMahon.
I think that's right.
2012, won by Sheamus. And 2015, won by the big dog himself, Roman Reigns.
He's probably going to win this year, Ross. That's my pick.
I think I'm verging towards that. I had a really horrible, kinky thought earlier, thinking that Daniel Bryan would beat The Fiend.
Oh.
To set up Bryan versus Reigns at WrestleMania, because they had that one little standoff on SmackDown, didn't they?
Oh, that would be nice.
Sowing the
I
seeds.
feel like it's going to be Roman this year. And the women's...
Do you reckon Roman will beat The Fiend? Do you reckon they'll have that happen?
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, I do.
We'll see what happens on
Yeah.
the road to WrestleMania.
Oh.
Point. But that's our tier list. Tell us what you think at home. No doubt about it. Everyone disagrees with what we say. But that's life, isn't it? Everyone's got different opinions. They're like arseholes, aren't they?
Yeah.
Everybody's got one. Unless, of course, you don't, which is unfortunate. How do you poo? I've been Gary U. I'm just rambling now. I've been Gary YouTube from Cultaholic, joined by Jack the Job. Anything else to say? Closing remarks about this tiered ranking thing.
No, I just love the Rumble. Can't
It's
wait
the
for
best
it.
event of the
Even
year.
rubbish ones are fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. See ya.
Goodbye.
Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments below. You can follow us on Twitter at Cultaholic. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. And if you enjoy what we do here at Cultaholic, you can pledge to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Cultaholic. Hit subscribe and join us.